I realize that I'm days late.
Good morning, YouTubers! Boy, I look like a wreck today. But,
That's right, Bert. You look pretty horrible. No, I look like a wreck today. Are you kidding? Anyway, I realize that in dog years, I'm way behind on this I answer personal questions video you posted. In YouTube years, it's like, this is like way yesterday, but I'm going to do it anyway just because I think this is fun. And not to mention the pressure you put people under to make responses to your videos. It's just horrible.
I was watching our...
Now, I can't watch the whole thing because your video is almost 15 minutes long. I love long videos, by the way.
Yes, watching...
I never scroll through your videos, by
computer.
The way. Well, I'm going to do it today because
Lots of
I have
record
to
players.
I have to kind of condense your video.
Fault.
I'm going to answer the questions.
The second one...
And I got this book.
I was probably 18 or so.
Time is of essence
for
here, and I really never know how this is going to work out. I may actually have to edit my video.
Driving.
Usually I turn the camera on now and let it run.
Someone slammed into me from the side.
When do you get to your questions? I got to...
I'm 54 now.
Okay, here you go. What?
Never been pulled over by the police.
How far?
Had 3 accidents, all were...
No, I made it this far.
Well,
I have to explain why I didn't watch this whole video. Because my wife was home and she wanted to do something. I may have to block my wife as a user too. That's a possibility here. Anyway, let's just start with the questions. Do you have any pets? And that would be Hoover. You're all familiar with Hoover the Wonder Pug, but you don't see much of Mr. Burns, the mini pen. Mr. Burns, as in George Burns, because we had a Doberman who was named Gracie, who was named after Gracie Allen. Okay, and there's one-eyed cat. We still got him. He's getting older. He pretty much just stays in bed all the time now. This is not going to be good, but we'll go to, okay. So I answered that question. The other thing I was worried about is, like, can I possibly answer all these questions honestly? It's going to be difficult, I think. Some of them are pretty personal. I'll give it a shot. Name 3 things that you are physically close to. Well, I'm physically close to my computer. Today, I decided to do this so I could read the list in front of my computer. I'm close to Eleanor King's Guide to Glamour, 1957 edition of Eleanor King's Guide to Glamour that I wanted to read part of the chapter on techniques that develop and maintain pleasant lips. Number 3, what's the weather like right now? Well, I had to start a fire yesterday, and I've been running it today. It's cool. It went from blazing hot to cool, bypassing fall completely. Do you drive? Yes, I do. If so, have you crashed? Yes, I have. The last accident I had was probably in mid-80s. A woman pulled out in front of me from a side street. I was accelerating from a dead stop to 45 miles an hour. I was probably up about 35 miles an hour, and here comes this woman out in front of me, and it's like one of those things like, well, here's a person creeping out. She has to see me. I'm right there. So she comes out a little bit more, and I'm like, what am I going to do? I figure I'll go into the oncoming traffic lane, which I could see there was no traffic in that lane, and she steps on the gas, and I slam on the brakes, and I tear the front end of her car right off, just completely gone. That was fun. I've had 2 crashes. Another crash, I rear-ended somebody. That was my fault for driving stupid. What time did you wake up this morning? Well, I always get up about the same time, which is 6 o'clock. And like Bert, I get up to get my wife off to work, and then I secretly, without telling her so, go back to sleep, and she wonders why more chores around the house aren't done when she gets home. Like I'll ever tell. Okay, when was the last time you showered? Well, see, that's kind of a personal question, and I know Bert likes to shower at least once a week, and I, on the other hand, like to do it once a day. In fact, when I used to go backpacking, I can remember going backpacking with guys, and we would get to wherever we were going, and even if there was a mud puddle, I'd be in the mud puddle. If it was a mud puddle, I'd be on the outside of the mud puddle, not trying to disturb the mud, but I would find wherever there was water, try to get cleaned up a little bit, because I couldn't, you go out and you're hiking all day long and you're sweaty, and the last thing you want to do is get your sleeping bag and like stick to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Okay, there you go. What was the last movie you saw? Well, last night we watched the latest release of Robin Hood, and frankly, we watched the director's cut. It was very long, but and epic. But I enjoyed the storytelling, the update on the storytelling. It just seemed like they tried the best they could to make the movie, sort of realistic, I guess. The best way I can put it. What does your last text message say? I have no idea because I never text and I don't intend to. I don't even understand. This is an old man moment. Who cares? Why don't people blab enough? Listen to me. This is, I go on and on just with video, let alone texting people. I don't get it. I do have a friend, I would think he would hate that, and he's now at lunch at 63 years old doing this the whole time. I don't understand it. What is your ringtone? Again, it's what came with the phone. Can you even change that? I have no idea. Have you ever been to a different country? Canada, yeah. Country, I went to Cuba, but I wasn't actually in communist Cuba. Now don't get any ideas and be calling your local CIA, handler. I was on the American base, Guantanamo, for 3 weeks, December of 1980, and it was great. It was a great vacation. I wasn't there as part of the military. I was there as a civilian. Great time. Okay, do you like sushi? Yes, I do. I'm afraid of it, but I like it. I'm afraid to eat it, but I like it. If it's served in a decent restaurant, I usually will take a chance. But I have known people who've gotten sick eating it. There's a long story there. We don't have time for that. Okay. Do you ever buy groceries? Yes, every week I buy the groceries. I buy bulk lots at Sam's. So if you buy like turkey, sliced turkey for sandwiches, you better be eating a lot of sliced turkey that week. That's all I can say. You got to eat that stuff before it goes bad. Have you ever taken medications to help you fall asleep faster? And I don't take any pill whatsoever. I don't like to take any pills because once you start taking that stuff, you get on that bandwagon and taking stuff, and I just refuse to do it. How many siblings do you have? I have one. Do you have a desktop computer or laptop? Yeah, I'm talking from my desktop. A laptop. Yeah, it's ancient. It's starting to crawl now. 16, how old will you be turning on your next birthday? 54, that's coming up, folks. And this is 2010. You have 2 more birthdays where you can treat me with gifts before my birthday on 2012, which falls the same every year, December the 20th, but apparently the world is ending on the 21st, 2012. That's when the Mayan calendar ends. Very sad. 17, do you wear contacts or glasses? No. Not contacts. I do have glasses that I wear now at 53 when I watch TV. If I'm driving someplace I'm not familiar with at night, I'll want to wear my glasses. To read, I can still read really small stuff, but it's not comfortable anymore. So now when I have to read a book or something like that, I'll put on reading glasses. Do you color your hair? Yes. 19, tell me something you're planning to do today. Well, like Bert, again, I must have gotten almost through his. I'm sorry, Bert. I thought I didn't get all the way through it, but I remember your answer to this. You don't plan anything, and frankly, I don't plan anything. I don't even want anything in my face when I get up, but there's always something in my face to do, usually because you get up, you're in your house, and you look around and go, oh, yeah, I got to do something about this. When was the last time you cried? Well, this was the personal question. I was trying to think, like a big wail, big horrible emotional breakdown. The last time was, I just said I get weepy when I watch a movie, and there's a World War II veteran that's hovering over the grave of a dead buddy, and that usually gets me going a little bit because I think of all the lives that were given to this country to keep us free, and not only to keep us free, but to keep the world free. And America's not perfect, and it sure as hell ain't perfect now, and I'm got to cut that out, never mind. So that makes me weepy. What's your favorite, your perfect pizza topping? I just like pepperoni, but then I like everything except, maybe I should say what's my least favorite. One time I had because it sounded good, like Hawaiian and pineapple. I like that ham and pineapple, but they put pine nuts on it. Pine nuts on the pizza. And I thought, oh, okay, well, I could eat anything, right? Well, no, I didn't care for that. Which do you prefer, hamburgers or cheeseburgers? Yes. And I prefer them at the Anchor Grill. We may doze, but we never close restaurant. I like it there. And have you ever had an all-nighter? Yes, many times. And unlike Bert, I guess I did go through the whole thing because I remember his answer to that too. Who could forget the famous Bert answer about all-nighters? Efficient sex. But I'm going to go. I'm going to go with work. Some people may go with school, like studying. But I'm going to. My true all-nighters were when I was running my own business, and I would frequently stay up all night working on a client's job. Was it ever appreciated? No. Okay. What is your eye color, Brown? Or maybe I should do this. What is your eye color? Because once I made a video of just my eyeball, and just one person got really irritated about that. Because I think it was creepy. Okay. Can you taste the difference between Pepsi and Coke? Well, who can't? Except for people who don't drink Coke and Pepsi. And that's probably a good idea because I think there's something in it. Or there used to be something in it, but I think they put something in it now that's legal for them to do it to keep you hooked on this stuff. But Coke is really syrupy, sweet. And I don't care for that. Pepsi seems less, although I know it's like loaded with, tons of sugar or whatnot, whatever kind of fake sweeteners. I have no idea what they put in it now, but I prefer it. And I also prefer it in my whiskey. Back to the lips thing, because you're probably wondering how you keep your lips looking like glamorous. The first rule is to keep your lips flexible, all right? Rigid lips make your whole face tense, and this ages you. The simplest and most effective exercise I know for developing flexible lips is to blow into them. I'm not making this up. Take note of this. Take a deep breath and blow against your lips until they flap. Blow hard. Alternate this blowing by saying the word yawn slowly. Stretch your lips as you say the ye. Drop your jaw wide open on the yaw and stretch them again on the After this stretching, then blow again. You'll find a second or two for this several times daily or hourly. If you really want to improve your lips, of course, you must discriminate between flexible lips and those which have a blah, all gone look. What the hell? The next paragraph is don't overuse your lips, but I think for today you have enough to work on. Okay, so take a deep breath, blow, get your lips until they flap. Alternately blowing by saying the word yawn slowly.